Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. We're going to talk about how dismal Disney has been in terms of attendance. It's not good. Everybody's talking about it. Now the Wall Street Journal is talking about the light attendance.
It's been bad. Like, I know I can tell you from all the Disney boards and the Disney blogs and stuff, people are talking about it. It's not like somebody making it up. It's a real thing. I don't know what's going on. It's insane.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see what their earnings results are like. Now, I don't know if it's going to hit this quarter, but next quarter for sure. And they did say,
Maybe next quarter, yeah.
They did say, the executives at Disney said they expected lighter than usual attendance, and this is why they put everything on sale. But this coupled with their movies striking out, coupled with Disney Plus subscription numbers being down, it's not looking real good. Let's just put it that way. It's really not looking very good for the Walt Disney Company currently. Now, Disney has been through a lot over the years. This is a 100-year-old company. They've almost gone bankrupt a couple of times. Yeah. They almost got sold off a couple of times. But it's in stark contrast to where they were just a couple of years ago, where they could do no wrong and they were just making money hand over fist. And they went on a spending spree thinking that money was never going to run out. And here we are. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo.
Woohoo!
So this is coming from the Wall Street Journal. Again, not an alt-right rag. Well, some people consider alt-right because it's pro-capitalism, but anyway. Disney World hasn't felt this empty in years. And the first couple sentences, they said that there's a lot of elbow room. They said that travel analysts and advisors say traffic to Disney's U.S. parks and some rival parks, that would include Universal, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
It has slowed down some, but it's not to the level of Walt Disney World, to my knowledge.
No. It has slowed this summer. Data from a travel company that tracks line waiting at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, shows that the Independence Day weekend was one of the slowest in nearly a decade.
So it was like Undercover Tourist, or what was the other one, Theme Park?
I think it's Touring Plans.
Or Touring Plans, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Touring Plans. Disney executives have said they expected weaker earnings from their U.S. parks this year. The Orlando resort area is even offering hotel discounts around Christmas, typically a peak period.
They did it last year too, I believe. And the thing is, it's like when we saw the discounts come rolling out, what's the first thing we said to you guys was, oh, it doesn't look like the bookings are good because here come the discounts. We've been doing this a long time. Back when it was really popular to go there and it was, they were hitting the peak record breaking, their stocks were through the roof and all that. And when we see this, there's certain things when you see, and that's one of the signs.
Yeah, they said that travel advisors and industry analysts say the slowdown is the latest sign that Disney's recent price hikes and changes to park operations have soured some families on visiting Disney World. Disney faces a unique set of challenges, and we just talked about this, from streaming losses to executive succession.
Yes. I think that he's going to ask for an extension on his contract.
To a political and legal fight with Ron DeSantis. So there are a number of reasons why Disney is not doing well. The recession, for one thing, a lot of people looking at the economy and they're like, you know what? A $5,000 to $10,000 vacation probably isn't very smart when I don't know if I'm going to have a job next month.
Well, Disney kept saying that they kept raising the prices because they were trying to keep the attendance at a reasonable amount. Well, it looks like you done raised it too much. So if you want to go, now's the time to go.
So these are the average wait times. You can see 2019, 2022, and then 2023. And I know you've said that you've talked to people down there and they've gotten on rides pretty quick. Peter Pan's flight, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Gina and she was like getting right on to stuff. Soarin' was like 10-minute wait.
Yeah, they say at Hollywood Studios in Central Florida, according to this site, the home of the blockbuster Star Wars attractions, July 4th was the third slowest day in the past year, according to Touring Plans. The average posted wait time in the Magic Kingdom, which has special fireworks displays on July 4th, was 27 minutes.
Well, a lot of people might have gone, well, that's at Magic Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say maybe it was down at Hollywood because everybody was at Magic Kingdom, but that's low.
That is low for July, which is historically one of the busiest months.
That's insane.
So this is Len Testa, who runs Touring Plans.
Yeah, Touring Plans.
Yeah, he said it's something that nobody would have predicted. It's just unfathomable.
People book trips and they were pleasantly surprised when they don't have crowds.
The only other time, and this is kind of morbid, but the only other time I can remember summer crowds being very, very low was right after the Pulse shooting.
Well, that and I know they were low after the pandemic too, when they reopened, and it was very, very low. And they were low after 9/11 too.
Yeah, I'm saying recent memory because I remember we went. I want to say it was like the week after the nightclub shooting, and there was hardly anybody there.
And we
it was weird.
We were able to get our daughter wanted to go to Bobbity Boutique, and we couldn't get her one at the castle. We kept trying, and then a bunch of people canceled their trips. And then we were able to get her in.
Yeah, I mean,
they were afraid that there was going to be shootings at Disney, but good luck getting the guns in. Anyway,
now I mean that set off a whole nother.
But back then, even you had to go through all the
security.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, originally, I mean that we're on a total side tangent here, but I think that was supposed to happen at Disney Springs, which thank God it didn't. But yeah, it was horrible, and you could kind of feel it. I mean, we were down there, but it just because there were a lot of people. Cast members that work there that I think knew people at that nightclub, and it was you could feel it.
It was a bad thing.
It was a bad thing. Anyway, they said it's unfathomable according to Len Testa, and he's been watching this for 20 years. Oh my gosh,
Len Testa knows this stuff.
Disney and other theme park companies can adjust posted wait times for rides to steer visitors towards or away from areas. That's true.
Sometimes, they'll people will say that it was posted one thing, they got in line, and it was nowhere near that because they're trying to get you to go to other parts of the park to go where they want you to be. That is completely true.
So this is Jamie Brown, a speech pathologist. I can't even say that because I can't.
Maybe you need a speech pathologist.
Maybe I need one, yeah. And Walt Disney World annual pass holder who lives in Celebration visited the resort 3 times during the Independence Day week, hitting all 4 of the resort's parks. When Brown visited Disney's Epcot theme park during that stretch, she says she walked onto Spaceship Earth without waiting.
If you get to Spaceship Earth early, it's usually walking anyway.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth, I'm not too concerned. If it was Guardians, I'd be like, what the hell?
They got last-minute reservations at Topolino's, so that tells you some things. Riviera, they walked in for breakfast reservation. Topolino's is incredibly busy. It's crazy popular for that breakfast. So that to me says more than just walking on a Spaceship Earth.
I couldn't believe how light the crowds were, she said, adding that the parks felt busier during a 2021 summertime visit. Well, that would be partially because of pent-up demand, or what do they call it, revenge vacations?
Revenge travel. Now, this is one thing I think did impact it also, was it was ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
Cast members were not doing well. There were people passing out from heat. It was very, very, very hot in Florida.
Yeah. So this is interesting. This is coming from, I know this guy, Greg Antonelli. He actually is a travel agent. I know this guy. Said from what we're seeing with our bookings, that pent-up demand has somewhat transitioned to cruises in Europe.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. People are wanting to rather take cruises or go other places.
Yeah. So I think, here's the thing too, with the theme parks, you have an audience that, you're always going to have your dedicated theme park goers, right? But I think if you're traveling with a family, and as the family gets older, I think, hey, even our kids are I am Disneyed out. I've been to Disney many times.
They usually are. But lately, Squeaking's I want to go ride Guardians again. And Pinky's if you're going out for Halloween, let me know.
They like Universal. They like Universal.
They do that. We all get Disneyed out, and then a couple years later, maybe. I like how you talk to AJ from Disney Food Blog too, which by the way, our daughter just loves. I don't think AJ's going to hear this, but by the way, our daughter just loves you.
We're one of the wrong blogs. We're one of the wrong kinds.
Right. We didn't get asked for this, but I know our daughter always watches AJ's blogs. And her vlogs on YouTube. Slower period at park could extend beyond summer. True. I agree with that. Disney doesn't have any major new U.S. attractions opening soon apart from a reimagining of Splash Mountain, and that's not even until next year.
That's what happens when you run out of money.
But they're going to do $18 billion or $17 billion in investments in Disney World, in the next few years. Where they're going to pull that out of, I don't know.
Now, they are mentioning that crowds are relatively light in Universal, too. I think
they're down in Universal as well, yes.
I think people look at the Universal, I think there's a couple things going on here. One, I think a lot of people are waiting for Halloween Horror Nights. Mm-hmm. I think they're waiting for Super Nintendo World. Mm-hmm. I think that Universal, people don't, they're always everybody's quick to point out, what a failure Disney is when the crowds are down. But I'm it's because it's Disney. Disney is, let's be honest, held to a higher standard.
I agree. But Universal's down, but I don't think it's down to the level of Disney World.
No.
I really don't, from what I'm hearing. interesting though, they're saying here about they think it's fan fatigue. I think it's a lot of things. They said theme park fans have loudly complained about Disney raising admission prices and eliminating free amenities.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the pricing is getting ridiculous. They made it more complicated, and now the Genie Plus, where you have per park per day per whatever, it's confusing.
Yeah.
The park pass reservations are going to go away unless you're an annual pass holder, and I think that might make it a little easier too because people were like really confused by that. They've made it very complicated. They keep upselling you on everything, upcharging you, and honestly, I'm trying to decide if they're gonna lower prices to get people back, or they're gonna try to like squeeze more money out of the ones they got, because it go either way.
Historically, in the last 10 years or so, they have tried to get more blood out of the rocks, out of the stones, and they go to the whales. The thing is that with the economy being the way that it is right now, I don't think the whales are going to be spending as freely or can spend as freely as they did before. But beyond that, Universal is trying to pick up all of their middle class families, and you could say one whale is worth so many more families or whatever, but they're also going to have higher expectations, and because Disney's service and amenities are not where they used to be, a whale is going to be like, well, let's go to actual Europe.
That's it. I was going to say, I don't think they're going anymore. I think they're going to for that price. I'm just going to go hang out in real Europe. Actually, it's probably cheaper. I don't care if they have a lot of money. It doesn't mean they're going to spend it. But they're talking about how the prices have gone up on tickets and savings. They're talking about the promotions they're doing, like the return visit promotion and all that. If they start offering the Disney dining plan, because coming back next year, if they start offering free Disney dining again, I'm really going to be like,
That's been years since they've offered that. Now, what's interesting is AJ Wolf is like, I would hold off until 2024 because they said that they're getting so desperate. Next year is not looking very good either. So I don't know, guys. I mean, they're
if you want greater savings next year. I mean, if you want to go with lighter crowds, because everybody's going to go next year because of savings, go now.
Yeah, go now.
Go in the near future. But I mean, we're going to have Halloween Horror Nights, and we're going to have Not So Scary Halloween, and all those parties are going to start, which is going to bring more people in as well. But
God, I love Halloween Horror Nights. I need to take the kids down. It's like my favorite.
I like Mickey's Not So Scary.
Yeah,
I'm not a horror fan, but I do love. I love the Headless Horseman so much. It's my favorite thing. Like when they ride down the street, I just love it. Like I love it. So, and I love the Boo to You parade.
The thing that sucks though about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween is I remember when we first started going with the kids, like you would go to the Halloween parties and the parks were emptied out, and you really did feel like it was a special event. You had to pay to get in, and now it's just as busy. I don't know
if it is now, but towards the end, back before the pandemic, when we started doing 2018 or whatever, 2019. It was getting to the place where it was like a crowd level of 7 or 8. Like they were putting way too many people in there, and then you're supposed to be getting these things like better access to rides and all that shit. And you couldn't. You're still waiting in lines for all that because you're paying us this peak price, this premium, and they've raised it significantly since then. But they were shoving in as many people as they could shove in.
Yeah.
I think they're going back to that, honestly.
Yeah, I think so.
But I debated. I almost booked a trip just to go down for one day to cover one of the Mickey's Not So Scary nights, but I didn't want to go by myself, so I didn't do it.
Sorry. Can take one of the kids.
I can't just take one of the kids because they both will want to go.
Well, take the kids. I'll watch the dogs.
I don't know, maybe. I was literally going to go down for a day and come back.
All right. Well, are we going to wrap this up?
Yeah.
I think we're going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.